Hi, it's Bruce. It's Sunday, December 4th, 2011, and it's getting close to nighttime here. I usually do these in the afternoon. I, once again, haven't had time to vlog because so much has happened. So let's do a recap of my life up to now. A couple weeks ago was Thanksgiving, which had a lovely Thanksgiving in Connecticut. It happened to also be that day was my birthday. And who knew when I was growing up listening to the Beatles that I could actually now sing, "Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Because I am 64 now." Lordy, lordy. Sometimes I feel 64, sometimes I feel 18. Sometimes I feel 108. All right, the other thing that happened this week is we had company. Bill's written a new musical called Unexpected Joy with composer Janet Hood, who wrote the music for his elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens, and she stayed here for the week. And we had a reading at the York Theater of Unexpected Joy, which I thought went very well. And it's the first time it's ever been heard by anyone, and let's see what happens to Unexpected Joy. It's a delightful musical, 4 characters, all women. It's 3 generations of singers, a grandmother, a daughter, and a granddaughter, and then a 4th character. And it brings in some hot topic issues of the day. So that's all I'll say about it till we hear more about it. All right, so first on my list of great things to see is Other Desert Cities, which I saw at the Mincy Newhouse when it was off Broadway, and it has moved to the beautiful Booth Theater. I was like in the 3rd row and it did not feel too close. John Robin Bates wrote Other Desert Cities, you probably know about this, and Joe Mantello directed. It's still brilliant. Stockard Channing gives one of her best performances ever. She's always brilliant. Stacy Keach is again great in it, and Thomas Sadowski's I think he's like the little jewel of the play. It's sort of like a part that isn't all showy until the 2nd act when he gets to go off. And I hope he gets the supporting actor nomination because I love Thomas Sadowski in this. 2 new cast members replaced people from the Mincy Newhouse. Judith Light replaced Linda Lavin, and that was a nice change of pace because Linda Lavin, who I loved, always has a Linda Lavin-ish kind of character, and Judith Light brought a whole different thing to it. And Rachel Griffiths replaced Elizabeth Marvel, and I thought Rachel Griffiths was superb. Love this play, highly recommend it, wonderful. Another very good play at the Mincy Newhouse now is Blood and Gifts, written by J.T. Rogers and directed by the ubiquitous Bartlett Sher. This is a play, it's very good, but it's very heavy and dense. And it's about 10 years in Afghanistan, the 10 years before America invades Afghanistan and gets involved in that war. So there's an insert in the program, and I think you should read it because it's a real heavy going. And it's not for everybody, but it's a good play, and it's very dramatic. Jeremy Davidson is the lead. He gives a very solid performance, but the person to watch in it is Jefferson Mays. It's about the CIA, America's CIA, Britain's MI6, which is their CIA, and then the Pakistani CIA, whatever they're called. Also to watch in the show is, I believe his name is Pej Vahadat. Boy, is he good. So that's one that's a little hard getting through, but it's really well written and it's filled with historical stuff. All right, on to musicals. All right, now, Bonnie and Clyde. I saw a preview. It's now opened. I guess it didn't get good reviews. I haven't really read them except I heard some quotes from the Times. If it's still running, I have to say I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I didn't think it's terrible, and I've seen some bad musicals, like Into the Light, the musical about the Shroud of Turin, and In My Life, that musical about the Tourette's guy. Well, those are bad. Bonnie and Clyde's not that bad. It's got not a bad score by Frank Wildhorn. Now, this is the first Frank Wildhorn score, and I haven't minded. Don Black did lyrics, which are fine. I think actually the book isn't bad. Ivan Menschel. And what I liked about Bonnie and Clyde is I love the movie, and this plot does not actually follow the film. It does follow historical events, and but doesn't dwell on the structure of the film, which I thought was an attribute, because if it tried to be like the film, I would have been really upset, because I've seen that film about 15 times. So actually it kept my attention. Love the cast. I loved Laura Osnes. Late in night, I'm having talking problems. Jeremy Jordan, who just did Newsies at Paper Mill, is Clyde. And a really great performance by Melissa Vanderschiff as Blanche, Buck's sister Blanche, who was Stella Parsons in the film. So actually, not that I thought it was great or even that good, I did find it was worth a discount ticket, and I kind of enjoyed a lot of it. And if you'd like to see every musical of the season, I think this isn't one that is like you'd be sitting there thinking it's horrible. And if you do think it's horrible, then at least you've seen every musical of the season. So, now, I just got back, and I haven't even taken notes, because I wasn't even going to review this today, because I was going to do my blog before. Sons of the Prophet, which is at the Roundabout Laura Pels. First of all, we had a horrible seat in the back. There was a delay. They started the play, then they stopped it for 10 minutes because there was a horrible seating problem. And then people were talking. It was just the worst setup. I actually think I missed about 5 tiny little interesting points along the way, and I'd like to see this play again. I think it's running till January, and it may move. All right. It's got a great cast. It's by Stephen Karam, who is a young playwright, who's done some other very interesting work, one called Speech and Debate. And I really like this play, and I want to see it again. I had a little hard time hearing. We did get really bad seats, and people were coming and going. And so I won't give too much about this away, except Santino Fontana is great. He's just a great actor. And Joanna Gleason's in it. And talk about, I've lived a pretty long time. I've seen some great actresses. Stockard Channing, to name one, and then actresses from way back. And I have to say, every time I see Joanna Gleason, I think she is one of the most remarkable actresses. She just is brilliant on stage, and she's brilliant in this. It's more of a supporting performance. It's an hour and 45 minutes. It takes place in Pennsylvania, and it's about a family dealing with a lot of loss and problems, and emotional problems, health problems, and historical problems. I thought it was excellent, and I very rarely say I want to see something again right away, but I have to say this one I do want to see right away, because I couldn't hear some of it. And it wasn't the play's fault. All right, so Other Desert Cities, fabulous. Sons of the Prophet, really great, and I think you should go see it, and if it moves, and don't get seats in the back by the door. Terrible. Blood and Gifts, if you want some historical writing that has intrigue and spy espionage and political stuff, Blood and Gifts. And then Bonnie and Clyde sort of gets an up and down. It's sort of like I didn't love it, but I'm glad I saw it. Great cast, was well directed. All right, see you till next time.